Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Before we begin, just a reminder to media on the phone that you may press *1 at any time to queue up for questions. The question and answer portion of today's event will take place after the remarks. I will now invite Minister Joyce Murray to speak. Minister, please go ahead.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to join you virtually on behalf of the Minister of Infrastructure and Communities, Catherine McKenna, for today's funding announcement, which will significantly impact several communities in British Columbia. And I am here alongside the Honourable George Heyman, BC Minister of Environment and Climate Change, Chief Councillor Roxanne Robinson of Kitasoo Xexes Nation, and Mr. Mike Overend of the Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association. So first, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that I'm joining you today from my home, which is located on the unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nation. And I also want to wish everybody a very happy International Women's Day. As everyone knows, these are challenging times. We're in the middle of a health crisis, but an economic crisis as well. And so the Government of Canada is working very closely with provinces, Indigenous peoples, municipalities, and stakeholders to get us through this pandemic, but also to get infrastructure projects built quickly, projects that make a positive difference in the lives of Indigenous peoples and Canadians. So I am really pleased to be here today to announce that Canada is investing nearly $4 million for 2 green infrastructure projects in British Columbia. These 2 projects include the modernization of the Clem 2 hydropower plant and the installation of solar powers and vehicle charging stations for the Thompson Okanagan Inspiration Center. For the community of Kitasoo Xexes Nation, this joint funding will go towards upgrading the local hydropower plant built over 40 years ago. And in doing so, the community will benefit from a significant source of renewable energy, ultimately increasing the plant's capacity and reducing the occurrence of blackouts. This will also support electricity needs for future homes and enable growth in Clem 2 in one of the most beautiful parts of British Columbia. The Thompson Okanagan Inspiration Center is a key stopover for visitors and travelers in the region. This center showcases Indigenous art and local products. The Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association is planning to transition the center to a net zero facility in the near future. So this project takes them one step closer to their goal with the installation of solar panels and 3 electric vehicle charging stations. These solar panels will be used as the main source of electricity for the building, in addition to powering the vehicle charging stations. So strong collaboration and partnerships have enabled these projects to take shape, and we will continue growing these partnerships so that communities right across BC and Canada continue to undertake local infrastructure projects and implement their overall vision for the benefit of local residents. In fact, since November 2015, we've invested over $4.3 billion for 541 infrastructure projects in British Columbia. I just want to reinforce that infrastructure is so important because it's about real things for real people. It allows people to live healthier lives, it helps grow businesses, and it keeps communities connected. So together, we'll keep working to reduce the impact of the pandemic, to protect lives, and to support families, individuals, and businesses right across the country. What we're looking for is to support a strong, bright future for all, and I look forward to continuous collaboration to achieve this. I'd now like to invite BC Minister George Heyman to speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister Murray. It's a real pleasure to join you and Chief Councillor Roxanne Robinson of the Kitasoo Xexes Nation and Mike Overend of the Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association. I'm also joining everyone today from the traditional ancestral territory of the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh people. This is an exciting announcement, and it's one of a series of announcements. These investments in 2 projects are going to help communities move to cleaner energy, to reduce pollution, to build better infrastructure and jobs. Through our Clean BC Community Fund, we're working with the federal government. We're supporting people on the ground who are trying to improve their communities and reduce climate pollution. This investment builds on people's efforts and dedication in Indigenous communities and other communities around British Columbia. The Kitasoo Xai-Xai will modernize and expand their community hydro project. It will provide stable, clean electricity and reduce the use of backup diesel generators. It's going to mean local jobs, and it will help the community to be stronger and to build stronger. We're committed in BC to build back better through our Stronger BC Economic Recovery Plan. We know that the tourism sector has been hit particularly hard, and that's why this investment in a retrofit of the Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association's Inspiration Center is so important. The installation of solar panels to move them toward net zero and electric vehicle charging stations to support people coming through will be critical in the future. It will also help inspire new thinking on how we can all move to a cleaner economy and take better care of this province we call home. This will be more important than ever in the coming months as we build back from the economic troubles of the last year. I'd now like to invite Chief Councillor Roxanne Robinson to speak and to wish everyone a happy International Women's Day.
Ikiyukswiyut. Good morning. Nukwa Roxanne Robinson, Chief Councillor of Kitasoo Xai-Xai Nation. I am very excited to be here today, and I'd like to thank you for the time. I am talking to you and speaking to you from the traditional territory of my home and of my people, the Kitasoo Xai-Xai Nation. So Kitasoo Xai-Xai Klamtu population is over 300 residents. 40 years, Kitasoo have owned and operated the hydro facility at Barron Lake. And with this new investment, Kitasoo Xai-Xai will eliminate the community's future dependency on costly fossil fuels, electricity, and increase electrical power generation. This will provide opportunities for our community for housing and economic development that will strengthen sustainability and human well-being in our community of Klamtu. This opportunity will provide security of power and cost savings for our community. As a result, we will be able to develop civil upgrades such as a wastewater treatment plant, large water treatment facility, and a new subdivision. We look forward to the new opportunities that this will bring to our community. Gayasiha. Thank you. And here's a photo of myself and my two colleagues at our hydropower plant. We went and visited there. So myself, Chief Councillor Roxanne Robinson, along with Isaiah Robinson and Barry Edgar. And I would like to now pass it over to Mike.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Mike Overend, and I work with the Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association. My role is Director of Destination Development, and I've been with the association for about 5 years now. And if any of you know about the Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association, our mandate is really sustainable growth and sustainable tourism. So over the last 10 years or so, we've really focused on growing our industry in a sustainable manner. And so we operate a center just off of the Highway 97C connector coming into West Kelowna. And we've operated that for about 40 years now. And originally it was a visitor center. And so people coming into the area would be able to stop there, get maps and so on and so forth, learn about the area. But over the years, we've changed our focus, and now it's more of an inspiration center. And we've created partnerships with Westbank First Nation, other Indigenous communities as well, and other community organizations in the area to create a center that's focused on the community and the visitors. So in the last couple of years, we've been able to change the focus, and now we have Indigenous art in the center, and we sell Indigenous art with our partnerships with Indigenous artisans. We also provide training opportunities for underemployed and unemployed individuals. And so it's becoming this destination where people can really learn about the community, really learn about the cultural significance of the area. And so it's a really big part of what we're trying to do. And over the last 10 years, as I've mentioned, we've talked about sustainability. We really want to walk the talk now and do what we can to improve our footprint on our communities. So this project is a huge part of what we're trying to do. And being able to get these solar panels, we have 56 solar panels installed, where we're building a nice pergola with a patio. That patio will be able to house people so they can check out the beautiful view of Okanagan Lake, but also support the solar panels and also the EV charging. So people coming into the Okanagan from that drive from Merritt, there's no gas stations along the way. Now they'll be able to come in and charge their vehicles if they have electric vehicles. So it's a phenomenal opportunity, and we thank the BC and the federal governments for providing this opportunity for us, and it'll allow us to really expand our partnerships and our community and visitor services. So thank you very much, and I will finish there, I believe.
Thank you to all our speakers today. That we don't actually have any questions queued up for today. So I'm going to ask you all to please briefly pose for a photo. So if you could all smile at the camera for us, to smile at your screen. Thank you very much. And with that, we're going to conclude today's event. So thank you very much to everybody for joining.